And what is going on, everybody? Quancredible here to bring you the review for Black Clover episode 150. Now, it's kind of like a cool milestone that Black Clover actually hit 150 episodes for the anime, despite being in filler, but I feel like that is a huge achievement in itself. So, congrats to Black Clover on that one. Also, before I start, I do want to apologize for not having the review last week for the episode. I had got really busy and like did not manage my time properly, so I just wasn't able to put one out. But we are going to keep going, never stopping, never stopping. So as for episode 150, yeah, not a lot happened at all. This was a tried and true filler episode in that sense. If you are a fan of Black Clover for the fighting or for the plot or for like any of the story elements, then you probably did not like this episode at all, and that is okay. That's totally fine. There's tons of series that I watch that I'm only invested in it just to see some fights, and I feel like that should be okay. Now, on the other hand, if you kind of enjoy character interactions and like some characters, then you might have enjoyed this episode. The whole first half of this episode was about Gray. So if you like Gray, then I know this is probably a fire episode for you. But if you're like a lot of the other people out there that dislike Gray, then you probably didn't care for it all like that. But yeah, the basis of it was basically just Gray was attempting to get over her shyness. Because as we all know, like anytime anyone looks at her while she's in her true form, she gets really shy and afraid and like hides her face and can't really talk properly and that kind of thing. So she's asking like Noelle to kind of help her, and Gordon jumps in and tries to help as well. They're not really able to make a breakthrough until she asks Gauche to help her. And now it's funny because Gauche agrees to help her, but under the condition that she transforms into Marie and says a bunch of lines. But it's really funny because I always thought about that for their ship, like the Gray and a Gauche ship. Is like I feel like he would want her to turn into his sister a lot. So to see that that actually happened in this episode is kind of funny. I'm sure there's tons of other people who thought that as well. But just to actually see it in the anime was it was really funny to me at least. The only weird part with it, despite it being a filler, was like when Gauche was like training Gray, I guess, to be less shy. Some like random butterfly flew in and like hypnotized her and allowed her to just like listen to whatever Gauche was saying, and he thought of a way to make her not shy by having her pretend to have the mind of like a turtle or something. And it just seemed really random. Like it just seemed so random. Like the butterfly flew in and I was like, what is this? Is this a spell? Is this a magic beast? I don't understand what this is, but whatever, not looking too much into it. The second half of the episode revolved around the Blue Rose and Charlotte, basically getting into their training and what's been going on with the developments between her and Yami, which obviously, as we know and as everyone would expect, would be absolutely nothing considering Charlotte is extremely shy around Yami as well. The beginning part of it, though, with her training against the Blue Rose, it was kind of neat, I guess, just because we literally don't get to see anything from the Blue Rose. So like if you're a fan of Soul or Pooley or any of them, you got to see some of those characters again, which is always fun. And even from there, granted it's not like a big look, but we can see that like Charlotte's roses are still blue. Now this may be a big thing or may not be a big thing to you, but there were a lot of people that assumed that her roses would be red since she was an elf, and while she was an elf, the curse was broken and her roses were red. And since she turned back into a human, a lot of people assumed that the curse would stay broken and they would stay red. But as we can see in this episode, they are in fact still blue, meaning that whatever is affecting her or had affected her in the past to make her roses blue is still still doing so, I suppose. So they are still blue, unless this was an anime mess up, but I highly, highly doubt that. They probably just actually are. Yeah, aside from that, we already knew that Charlotte could no diff the entire Blue Rose squad. So her no diffing the main top members is like no shocker there. We may get a joint training session between them and the Black Bulls in the future, which could be interesting to see. I would love to see how those matchups go and see like how these like no name Blue Rose people could stack up against some Black Bull members. Maybe even see like Soul and Magna. I know some people ship them together since they're both like kind of similar. They're basically like the same character, just like on different squads essentially. And then also we get to see what what a lot of people would say is the biggest part of this episode is that next episode the captains are going to fight, which could go a lot of different ways. I feel like depending on how they handled this episode, a lot of people can be really upset or a lot of people can be really mad. It's weird because I obviously it's a filler episode, so there is a grain of salt to be taken there, but there's still a lot of things you could apply into the episode that could still make some things hold true, just to see how different magics of the captains will interact with other magics of the captains, because us fans have speculated about these kind of fights forever. So to see some of the matchups will be really, really, really interesting. Like, obviously everyone wants to see Nozel and Fuegoleon go at it a little bit. Everybody wants to see Jack and Yami go at it a little bit. Some people even want to see Charlotte and Yami go at it a little bit. I'm definitely really pumped to see possibly Real get in there against some people, and William get to see his magic maybe used in a better way than we've seen so far. So I'm really excited to see how the captains will fare against each other, and I really hope it's not done in too much of a comedic way. I know fillers have a tendency to be kind of comedic, and I get that, and that's fine, but I just hope there's still a little bit of element of seriousness with it. So I am really, really pumped for next episode with the captains going against each other. And honestly, aside from that, that is really all that happened in the episode. It wasn't super crazy or anything along those lines. So it's like I was saying earlier, if you're really in it for the story and for the plot and for progression and all that, you probably would not like this episode, or did not like it, which is okay. But if you're a fan of the characters, then this was probably a good one for you. Me, I'm in the middle. I like me some face punching. I'm a pretty big meathead when it comes to that. I like me some face punching, but at the same time, if the characters are funny and enjoyable, then it'll get a pass. I enjoy Charlotte's character a lot. Not too big a fan of Gray, to be honest with you, but I am a fan of Charlotte's character, and her interactions with Yami are always really, really funny to me. So this episode, it got a pass for me. It got a pass. We're doing pass or fail now, and it got a pass. But yeah, aside from that, let me know how you guys feel about the episode down below. Let me know how you guys feel about the captains fighting next episode. What are some of the matchups that you hope that we might possibly get, or some people who may lose immediately? Let me know what you guys think about that down below, because I really can't wait for that one. Aside from that, make sure you guys like the video as well as sub to the channel. Definitely do appreciate all the support. Want to help this channel grow as big as it possibly can, and I need you guys' help to do that. Tomorrow is November 4th. As of the making of this video, and I will be having a special stream tomorrow. It'll be my Q&A stream, because I was supposed to do a Q&A video, but it kind of got lost in the sauce and I never ended up making it. So it's going to be a Q&A video, as well as it is my birthday tomorrow. I'll make a post about that on YouTube so you guys can see it, but there'll be a birthday Q&A stream tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be around 7 p.m. EST, around 7 p.m. EST, so get pumped for that. Aside from that, this dragged on a lot longer than I wanted it to, so I will catch you guys tomorrow then.